Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the mind-bending future being built right now by a tech founder who operates on a scale that, frankly, few of us can even comprehend. We're talking about the vision of Brett Adcock. He's a serial entrepreneur, and his ventures span across AI, humanoid robots, defense, and aviation. We're going to unpack his incredibly specific, almost sci-fi blueprint for exactly where artificial intelligence is taking our physical and digital reality over the next 10 years. So let's get into it.
$19 billion. Yep, billion with a B. That is Brett Adcock's reported net worth. Now, you'd probably think someone sitting on that kind of wealth would just be coasting, right? Or at least highly motivated by running up the financial score. But actually, no. As we're going to see, this is a man driven not by money, but by a relentless, absolute obsession with winning and literally building a completely new technological paradigm.
In fact, if you bring up that billions figure to him, he dismisses it entirely. His exact words? "I don't care about that at all. Give zero shits about that." That reaction instantly tells you so much about his character. For Adcock, financial milestones are just a byproduct. They're completely bypassed in favor of a much more extreme metric of success that governs every single company he builds. Instead, he operates on this brutal binary mindset. He actually believes his current companies are sitting at a massive inflection point. To him, there's no middle ground. There's no flat line where they just become moderately successful, nice-to-have businesses. In his mind, they are either going to scale to completely change the fabric of the world, or they'll fail entirely. It's either 1,000x return or it's zero. That extreme all-or-nothing pressure is exactly what fuels his daily operations. Section 1. The Two Worlds of AI. To really understand a future that Adcock claims will be 100 times bigger than the internet, 100 times, you have to look at how he divides AI into two very distinct realms. First, you have an autonomous physical entity. This is represented by his multi-billion-dollar company, Figure. This is the AI that actually goes out into the real world and does your chores. And second, you have a digital super assistant. This is being developed by his new startup, Hark, and it's designed to live with you on your devices as a constant, all-knowing companion.
Section 2. Physical AI. Humanoid robots.
Okay, let's look at his physical bet, Figure. With Figure, the sci-fi dream of a general-purpose humanoid robot isn't a dream anymore. It's already a reality. To ground this in some hard data, 2.9 seconds. That is the exact time it currently takes a Figure robot to sort a package on a logistics line at a BMW facility. And what makes this absolutely incredible is that the robot successfully performed this task for 200 straight hours, completely autonomously. No human intervention. They're already operating at human speeds, solving massive labor shortfalls for major global manufacturers.
Now, you might be wondering, why humanoids? Why not just build simpler robotics? Well, Adcock's reasoning is actually pretty straightforward. He explains that while building a general-purpose humanoid is maybe 3 or 4 times harder than, say, building a robotic dog, it's literally the only path with a million-fold payoff. Think about it. The world is built for humans. A robot dog is kind of just a niche toy. But a humanoid? A humanoid can use our tools, it can navigate our stairs, it can do our jobs. To him, working on the easy stuff is essentially worthless at scale.
But here's the thing, the ultimate goal isn't just to do warehouse work forever. The roadmap for Figure involves taking visual data, so just pixels from cameras, and translating those instantly into physical movements or torques. The holy grail they are actively grinding toward every single day is training neural networks so that these robots can eventually walk into a home they've never ever seen before, assess the environment, and autonomously fold your laundry or cook your dinner without any prior coding. Imagine that.
Section 3. Digital AI, the super assistant. While Figure conquers physical space, his new AI lab, Hark, is tackling our outdated digital interfaces. Think about it this way. Right now, a smartphone is basically just a hammer. If you want a hammer to do anything, you have to pick it up, swing it, and do the manual labor yourself, right? You're opening apps, you're scrolling, you're typing. Adcock envisions a future AI operating system that acts like a handyman instead. You don't pick up the hammer. You just tell the handyman to fix the window, and the AI autonomously uses the computer exactly like a human does to get it done. It's a total paradigm shift.
The goal here is true digital symbiosis. Hark is aiming to build a 1 billion unit per year device that entirely replaces the iPhone and the laptop. And interestingly, Adcock flat out dismisses augmented reality glasses. He thinks they're a terrible interface. Instead, he envisions a ubiquitous, personalized digital Jarvis with near-perfect memory. An AI that lives with you, knows your preferences, and works completely in the background to handle your entire digital life, replacing that 20-year-old interface design we've all been stuck with.
Section 4. The Trillion-Dollar Talent War.
Now, executing this massive two-world vision requires absolute genius-level engineering. But there's a huge bottleneck: 20 to 30. That insanely small number is Adcock's estimate for the total amount of people living in California right now who actually know how to build truly cutting-edge, world-class AI models from the ground up. We're not talking about people who just know how to use APIs. We're talking about the people who actually design the underlying architecture that will power this entire future. Because of this extreme scarcity, we are seeing some frankly absurd, mercenary compensation packages. Adcock explains how he offered a senior engineer $20 million in startup equity, $20 million, only to lose them to Meta, who offered $36 million in guaranteed cash payouts. It's wild. Meta is essentially brute forcing their way into the AI race by buying up the talent with massive, guaranteed offers that literally no one else can match.
Section 5. The Cost of Building the Future.
Building a trillion-dollar future while simultaneously fighting these massive talent wars takes a severe psychological toll. So how does Adcock manage it? He uses a brutal 3 buckets rule for his time management: work, family, or friends. Pick 2. He realized that to be absolutely world-class at work and actually be present with his family, he had to make a sacrifice. So he completely eliminated his friends and social bucket, period. He doesn't take meetings with old friends. He doesn't go on golf trips. Every single minute is strictly allocated to just work or family.
He heavily emphasizes that building the future isn't glamorous at all. For 15 years across his early startups, he was essentially running out of money and hitting rock bottom every single year. At one point, to even fund Figure, he had to put his own home on the line. He took out a second mortgage while the stock of his previous company was crashing, literally acting like a falling knife, as he called it. He had to risk everything just to survive.
So when everything is failing around you, how do you keep going? His survival mechanism is to treat business building exactly like an ultra-marathon. When the pain gets to be too much, you shrink your focus. You don't look at the miles left to go or worry about the long-term finish line. You build a daily punch list, and you shrink your entire worldview down to just surviving the next 200 yards. You just focus on making it through the day.
Now, despite all this immense pain, Adcock makes a highly surprising, kind of counterintuitive argument. He says that doing hard things is actually easier than doing easy things. Why? Well, because working on nearly impossible, binary projects attracts the absolute best talent in the world. People want to solve big problems. And on top of that, the sheer difficulty eliminates 99% of your regular competition.
We can all see the physical and the digital worlds of AI merging right on the horizon. But as we look at the reality of what it takes to build it, the intense isolation, the massive financial risk, the relentless, uncompromising drive for that 1000x outcome, the real question is this: if the future requires this level of extreme, binary sacrifice, are you truly prepared to pay the price to build it? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I'm going to leave you to think about that until next time.